burn some daylight.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been an interesting week of baseball. Like last week, we were all up on the Padres. What did they had the division lead for all of one game, I think, right?
Yeah, like 36 hours.
I know, and I thought maybe they were going to do something with it. They still might. Could happen. But man, they kind of got dog walked this weekend. And we were talking earlier. By the way, before we get into it, please make sure you go like, subscribe, follow. Give us a little on all the social media platforms. Burning Daylight Sports on all of it. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Maybe not Twitter. Yeah, we got a Twitter. Anyway, TikTok. That's what all you kids are watching. Go find us on TikTok. Anyway, Burning Daylight Sports. But yeah, we were talking earlier, and there's a lot of fat that we can cut out of this show because as much as I like the A's, they're not going anywhere. They're going to play spoiler. The Angels, not going anywhere. Playing pretty good ball. They're going to play spoiler. But the teams that really matter, there was a lot of movement this weekend, or this past week, and this last weekend in particular. National League West stands out a lot because that was who did the Blue Jays play this weekend? It was the Cubs, right?
Was it the Cubs?
I know they played somebody pretty significant. I think it was the Cubs.
The Rangers.
Oh, that's right. Evaldi had a great game.
Evaldi who pitched.
The Rangers 2 weeks ago were right in the hunt of the National League West and
AL West.
AL West, yeah. And they lost pretty good bit of a ground. So I don't know. Before we get into the division races, what are you guys' thoughts over the past week?
I mean, well, the Brewers are still rolling, but like the Yankees are kind of back on track. The Tigers are a little bit back on track.
Yeah, the Tigers have been playing pretty good here. I'm gonna have to pull up Baseball Reference here in a minute to see where we're at on the hat bet.
I'm looking it up now.
You guys scored like 11 yesterday, didn't you?
10 nothing yesterday.
Yeah,
only one run today. So do we start? We must have started it on
the 13th.
The 13th. Okay, yeah, because the games were already running by the time we made that. Okay.
Yeah, and it was sitting pretty even, and then we've had a couple of off days. Actually, the Tigers have not had many off days here lately. I heard from the A's radio broadcast that they have way more off days after the All-Star break than they did beforehand. There was, I think there was like a 16 in a row stretch for the A's before, like back in like May, maybe something like that.
Yeah, so the Tigers don't have they won't go more than 6 games in a row without an off game.
Oh, okay.
Off day for the rest of the season. So I think a little front heavy there.
So they're so that they got to grind at the end of the season rather than. How about the Royals? What's their schedule look like?
It's not awful.
They're back over 500, aren't they?
Yeah, we're 4 games over 500. We're 2.5 games out of the wild card, and we are first out of the wild card because Cleveland lost tonight. So
And your boy Jonathan India was the savior the other night.
he was.
Like how much did that pain you inside that you had to give Jonathan India some props?
Well, he also got hit and walked in another run because of it, so it kind of evens out. It's fun to watch him get hit with a baseball now again, especially since it's scoring runs. It's about all he's good for. Like I don't know, we expected that of him from the start of the season. And now all we do is we're excited when he gets hit with runners on because it means we're going to get. I mean, I think that was like number 7 this year that he got hit by.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's quite a bit.
Yeah, not quite as much as
it's not like Tatis.
But yeah,
no, Tatis gets hit more than anybody else, doesn't he?
It's pretty. Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
All right. I just added it up. We're at 32-30 Tigers.
Okay. Damn it. I still like my chances. The A's
I think this is a good bet.
It's a great bet. It's my wife is so invested right now, though.
Tigers put up 10 yesterday, which but before that, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
and but I think it's gonna kind of go like that.
The A's looked like they were gonna run away with it, and then they had an off day, and then the Tigers scored 10. And I was like, all right,
but I think both teams are kind of like that. It's like, all right, we're gonna score 10, or we're gonna score 2. Or 0, or
yeah, that like I was saying in the group chat though. The thing is, if they tie and it has to go to a tiebreaker, we got to go to run differential, and I'm fucked because when the A's lose, they lose big. They don't lose by less than 3.
Yeah, okay, we're generally pretty close, but we did get beat 8-1 by the AAA Twins.
Yeah, but that was an anomaly. You guys, when you lose, it's usually by a run or 2. When the A's, like when it's they also lose the close games. Like they're terrible in close games, but more often than not, it's like they lose by 3 or more. But they also win by 3 or more. They're just like it's feast or famine for the Sacramento A's. And but all that being said, like it really is a good bet, especially 1 week in. Like it's right there. It's right there. And it usually the lead changes on an off day.
Yeah.
So and it seems like they're staggered perfectly to where if the A's are off on Monday, the Tigers are playing, and if the Tigers are playing on Monday, the A's are off. You know, it's just like for however it lines up, it's a pretty good bet. And for anybody who's not really interested in baseball, but you want to hear some shit talking, like I think we got a race all the way to the end of the season. So. But all that being said,
well, here, all right. Well, we're talking about at least a close game here. So I was at the Tigers game earlier tonight.
Oh yeah, I won. I bet Astros Tigers no run first inning. That hit. Obvious. That was a clear, and that was still. I think it was only like minus 160. So like pretty good odds.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, a couple teams that could hit the ball, but also so is Tarek Skubal versus Hunter Brown.
Yeah.
2 top 5 pitchers in the AL.
Arguably top 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Crochet between them or something like that.
I'd say put all. I can't name somebody else in the AL that should belong in that conversation. So yeah, I'd say Crochet, Skubal, Hunter Brown. That's honorable mention. Be like Wu from Seattle, but he still doesn't belong in the top 3. He's just kind of a side.
Yeah. So it's a like great pitching matchup. I mean, I love good pitching. It's maybe not the best to see in person, or because you can't really see
It's not a
all the
great for the
break, right?
casual fan,
No,
but
it's
it
definitely
should
not.
be. It should be though. Like, yeah. It. I don't know. A great pitching matchup is. That's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah. So there's kind of a fair amount of base runners, but so Brown went 5, gave up or 6, gave up 5 hits, 3 bags, 6 Ks. Scooble went 7, 3 hits, 2 bags, 10 Ks. School's on it. eh, yeah, kind of maybe a couple bad for him outings in a row, and is back to normal Scooble.
Um,
But it went to
bad outings for him, but like more
that,
than acceptable for the league
yeah,
average.
exactly. um, but it was 0-0 into the 10th.
Oh fuck! It went into the 10th, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't get to watch. What? So I watched part of the first Cubs Brewers, the first part of that doubleheader, and yeah, and then I didn't get to watch much of the games because they were all starting as I was getting done with work, and I put my bets in early. Then we had a softball game, and then I haven't had a. I know the A's won, which is awesome. They fucking Lopez out dueled Jacob or Joe Ryan, and I don't know what the box score looks like, but I'm saying good for the kid because it wasn't a whole lot of runs given up, so we'll take that.
Yeah, so the Tigers they walked it off in the bottom of the 10th. So
It was a 1-0 game in the.
went to
That's
so they loaded the bases, and Torres took a walk to win it.
nice.
And that was his 500th RBI.
Fuck yeah. Hey, you know what? Fuck the Astros. That's the best part about it is
I wish I should have taken some video of it, but man, Altuve got booed every time up, and when he was up in either the 9th or the 10th, it was the loudest boo of the game. Like
that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, actually I think it might have been the 10th, and everyone was on their feet like booing him.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah. I love that. We weren't in Sacramento when they played the Astros, but we were watching it, and yeah, that was like the loudest the stadium got every time was every time Altuve came up and they booed the shit out of him.
Yeah, it might not have been the loudest the stadium was. I mean, there's some good like Scooble Ks that like got pretty loud.
Yeah,
but he did go 0 for 4 with 2 Ks.
Fuck yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, fuck Altuve. Fuck the Astros, and yeah, awesome. So 1-0 in the 10th. That fuck yeah, that's good baseball, man. That's just great baseball.
Yeah, and
especially with traffic, like usually those low scoring games where there's no base runners, like it can get kind of boring if you're not watching the pitching, but I love it when a pitcher has to work out of a situation.
Yeah, I mean, like Scooble got out of a bases loaded situation, and so did Brown. It's like it wasn't like they're lighting everyone up. I mean, I guess Scooble he got 10 Ks, so it's
yeah. But he was lighting a few guys up.
But he walked 2, which is rare for a start for him.
Yeah, kind of average for most guys, but
it's pretty good for most guys.
It's a shit day for Scooble.
Yeah, but yeah, both of them got out of a couple jams. There's some good defensive plays. It was a fun game. And then I went last night too, and we won 10-0, and that's complete opposite. I think we had like 4 home runs, 5 home runs, or something like that. Just bombing the ball,
loading it up.
That's awesome. I texted you guys earlier today. I was just going through the lineup today, and I was like, oh, Hunter Brown versus Scooble. That's one of the matchups of the year, especially this late in the season. Like that's a fucking great matchup. And to go scoreless into the 10th, fuck, dude. That's such good baseball.
Yeah, I was talking to David today. You're kind of talking about like how many games we've been to, and I mean, at this pace, we'll definitely be over 40 regular season. Yeah, because we really haven't missed many. But I think maybe from here on out, if I don't have tickets on School Start, I might just come down and grab whatever I can, get in the stadium, and go watch it.
Might as well. Like you guys are, you're in the hunt now. Like
on the hunt, we're first in the AL, man.
Well, I know, but like we're late in August. Like you're legit in the hunt now. So like, and now you're in like the pole position. You're not trying to make up ground. Like you're in the lead, and we're coming down the stretch. So yeah, get to all those games you can, because being in Detroit, those chances don't come every year.
Yeah, I mean, when I first moved out here, it did. Yeah, and then, like there was an 8-year stretch where they were real bad.
Yeah,
now it's back, and I'm taking it. And I mean, so last year, like August, September was so fun to watch the Tigers because they're pretty much out of it. Then made that amazing run, and this year it's the opposite. We're currently we're in first place in the AL, and we're hitting on a little bit of a slump, but I think they're kind of back now. And so it's just fun baseball. And I'm so happy to have some fun baseball after so many bad years.
I can't even imagine. So, well, that being said, let's get into the division races. And yeah, we can skip through the bottom portion of all this, but the Astros 1.5 up on the Mariners in the AL West. Rangers are 7.5 games back. They're 6 games back of the wild card. I don't think the Rangers are contenders. Do you guys got any sort of?
I mean, I watched them play tonight.
There's so much traffic in the for that third wild card spot. I mean, they're gonna have to do something serious, and I watched game like this weekend. They just don't look like they can do it. Unfortunately for them, but. Yeah,
I don't.
Unfortunately for the pitching staff, because
that's a nasty pitching staff. But I mean, your DH is Jock Peterson, and he's been fucking terrible this year. Fucking terrible. And you paid money for that guy too. That's the crazy thing is.
Honestly, that's not. I mean, going into the season, that seems like a reasonable.
Right. I'm not even criticizing the decision, but. Like looking at it now, you're just like, fuck, man, that sucked. Like you paid good money for that guy, and he's just like he's not at all what we thought Jock Peterson was supposed to be this year. Like he's had a game here and there where you're like, all right, we see what he could be, but then he just like he went 0 for 41 to start the year and hasn't got much better.
Yeah, we get Jock Peterson like 15 pounds ago.
Yeah. But that being said, like Jock Peterson feels like the mascot for the AL West. Like the Astros are kind of, I mean, whatever. I mean, they had their ace on the mound and they couldn't pull it out after 10. Granted, they had to go against Skubal, but still, like, you got your ace on the mound. That's your win day. Like, that's the day you're supposed to win. And yeah, you ran up against the Tigers win day, but like, yeah, it just shows you, like, I had best against the best in an AL playoff race, and you lose. You're like, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I want the Mariners to pull out the West here, so hopefully we could get another win against the Houston tomorrow. Get them a little bit closer.
I'm rooting for the Astros to lose all the time. I'm rooting for the Mariners when they're not playing the A's. But the Mariners have not looked good here since the All-Star break. Like, Naylor has looked really good. Cal Raleigh's been fine. Like, he's continued his whole thing.
So one more home run from Cal, which, I mean, he's getting it by the end of the season, definitely. But yeah, he's 47 now. One more gets him the catcher home run.
Ties the record.
Tied with Salvi from 4 years ago. 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2021 Salvi.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, that team's pretty good, and like they're hitting the ball, and like the pitching is getting a little bit better. It's like I think the Mariners are set to. I think they're the better team of the two.
I think so too. And maybe that's me being a little bit biased there, but also, like, that the Mariners have been on an East Coast road trip, and they haven't got worked, but they've got their ass kicked. Like,
they've lost their last 4.
Yeah, they have. Like I said, they haven't got worked, but they've got their ass kicked. Like, they didn't, like, they're not losing 10-8 in a round.
They lost 12-7 yesterday to the Phillies.
All right, but in boxing terms, they're not getting knocked down. They're losing the round, but they're not getting knocked down. They're not getting blown out. Like, they're competitive. But they're losing. But they're also on an East Coast road trip. East Coast to West, or West Coast to East Coast is notoriously hard. Whatever way you go, like, it's rough.
So maybe the one bonus.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say maybe the one bonus for the Astros coming up is Yordan Alvarez is doing a rehab starts now.
Oh, he's finally back on track.
So, like, if you get him back, like, that's a gigantic bat. It's
a game changer. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's not like the Mariners have like completely dropped out of the conversation, but they
like Houston, Houston's also not been great, so they're
right.
Just
and it's kind of the American League in general, like, where nobody's really spectacular. Like, the Tigers were the cream of the crop, and then now you're like, hey, are they gonna fall off now? And then they've kind of turned it around, but there for a hot minute you're like, what the fuck happened to Detroit? So, but like, that's kind of the whole American League. I mean, look at the Yankees. They're now like 7-3 over their last 10, but it was
rough there for a second.
They were dead a week ago.
Well, I mean, they jumped Boston now, so
yeah. So, like,
the Royals have had like a streak, and that's outside of everybody else. Those are the only 2 teams that are really like.
Yeah, so here we go. The Royals are in second place. They're 2.5 games out of the wild card.
Yes, the Royals stormed back. I mean, we were like 6 games under 500 a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
and they have like really turned it on. Jonathan India keeps. I was wrong. It's not 7. It's 12. So he gets hit by pitches a lot. I don't know what it is. But I think we've kind of started to have some like decent bats. We have. I mean, Lugo's struggled, but like tonight he was lights out. 2 runs over 6 2/3. Against a not awful offensive showing. I mean, they let up runs. The bullpen let up runs. He let up runs against, or not runs, hits up against the Rangers. Not to say the Rangers are good, but tonight they didn't play terribly.
But they're not bad. That's the thing. Is like they're not necessarily good.
Yeah, not everybody's as good as as bad as Jock Peterson. So they're solid offense.
Corey Seager's having quietly a really good year. Nathan Eovaldi also quietly having a really good year. Leiter's been okay. Like
Lakeford's maybe not quite as good as last. The way he had last
year. He came out with his hair on fire and cooled off, but like here over the last couple of weeks, he's started to pick it back up, and you're like, all right, well, if he finishes the season strong, like that bodes well for the Rangers. I don't know that it's enough to get him back in the conversation. How about Cleveland? Are the Cleveland Indians, Guardians, are they
trash? Yes.
Well, I mean, yes, they are. But are they in the picture? I think they're still in the picture.
And like I think Cleveland just kind of always finds a way to get it done. But I mean, even if they back into I don't think it's gonna happen. But if they back into a wild card, they're getting swept like the first round.
Would they get swept in the first round if they still had Class A?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. They're not gonna give Class A the lead.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
and
if they gave him the lead, he'd probably be betting against it.
But I mean, they're fighting still. So
and you can't count them out. So like. For instance, the Rays are 6.5 back of the wild card in the East. I think they're out of it.
They're done.
Yeah, I don't. I talked a lot of good game on the Rays earlier, but they went on a horrible slump at the wrong time, and they didn't buy. I mean, they bought and they sold. They didn't. But it was like parallel moves.
Future move, really.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, it was like parallel shuffling. It wasn't. They didn't really gain ground. They didn't lose ground. They traded guys off for future good guys, which is what the Rays always do. But that being said, they're 6.5 games back of the wild card, and I don't see them making up that ground. In the Central, I think the Royals have a shot.
I think you have the best shot as the Royals. I think the Royals from the Central have the best shot if Boston or Seattle fucks up. Or even the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are not that much more ahead of Boston. If Boston and the Yankees fuck up and the Royals stay on this streak, the Royals are going to sneak in, I think. But they have to fuck up at the right time, and the Royals have to stay hot. The Royals can afford like maybe one more 3-game slump if Cleveland fucking drops the ball completely.
I mean, at this point, they're
going to drop the ball so much that the Royals even have that room for error. But the Royals have like one more room for like a couple bad games before they have to turn it all the way the fuck on. And they have to get fucking lucky because it does not seem like Boston or the Yankees or Seattle are going to be letting up the pace if they can afford it or if they can get away with it.
No, and I don't think the Royals added enough at the deadline to get them over that hump. They're 2.5 games back, and they are like clawing for every bit of that. Cleveland's, yeah, whatever. I don't. They're in the same.
I mean, this is
kind of the same boat, but they sold a little bit at the deadline, where the Royals bought a little bit, not much, but they did buy a little bit. And,
yeah, I mean, I think,
and there's only a half game separating them.
Yeah, and I think probably it's going to be around a half game the whole rest of the way.
I think so too. Like I
I
don't
will
see
say though, the Royals have like they've got like the second best, third best record since the break. They've got the longest streak in the league. Yankees have 4, but we have 5. It's not saying a lot, but I think Cleveland didn't do anything, and the Royals did. So honestly, if anybody's going to be trending upwards, it will be the Royals. And I know I say that wearing Royals gear, but
not saying I'm a homer.
I'm not okay. This is statistical analysis. All right, I worked hard for this episode. You gave me an extra hour and a half to prepare. Okay, I do think the Royals have the best chance out of the Central for sure to make the wild card, and I think out of any team outside of the East, and the Mariners to make the wild card. I don't think there's any other teams. I think honestly it goes. What we're seeing is going to be a battle between Seattle and Kansas City.
I mean, the Royals increased their playoff odds per Baseball Reference 17% this week. Yeah, they're
all right. Well, they're doing what they need to do. What were they like? 5 games back last week when we did this.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they're chipping away. So I hope so. I like the Royals. I'd like to see them in the playoffs. However, you go back to the East. The Yankees were 3.5 games back of the Red Sox last week, and now they're a game up. And there was legit conversation last week about how the Yankees might not make the playoffs, and
I mean, it's making this season really fun because
it's awesome.
We say something definitive and it's completely changed the next week.
It's changed. We've changed so many times this year, and we were so certain when we were so wrong. And we ended up being wrong, but at the time, like, we were pretty certain about it, and I thought we had pretty good analysis at the time.
Right, and this is only the AL. Like, I think the NL is even.
Yeah, well, like, we haven't got to the NL yet, and that's yeah. So, all right, let's wrap up the AL real quick on the division leaders. We'll get to the wild cards here later, but do you like the Astros or the Mariners in the West?
I think the Mariners.
I'm hoping the Mariners.
I'm hoping the Mariners, but whatever swamp witch the Astros have in the bullpen or the dugout, whatever that's doing their little black magic is going to get them. I don't think Seattle's got it, and I don't mean that with any sort of statistical certainty. I mean that like I got a hunch. Yeah, and the Rangers are not going to take the division. They might make a wild card, but that's pretty. The Rangers making the wild card counts on a Central collapse and a Seattle collapse, one of which is likely. Well, we're not even factoring in the East because the Blue Jays, do they win the East? Do you think they win the East?
Oh, yeah, I think they hold.
Yes.
I think so, too.
I think there's somebody who said back in April, I think somebody said that they liked the Blue Jays to win the East. And She was
people
yelled
said
at
a
and
lot of
said that,
things. We say
the
a lot of
Rays, we
things
like
on
the
this show.
Rays, not the Jays. I remember something about that.
Yeah.
If that's the one thing I get right, if the Royals, if everybody else misses, but I get that the Jays win, it's going to be like Vanderbilt beating Bama. I'm going to ride that high for 365 days.
Nobody will remember it, but we'll give it to you.
Yeah. One of my friends, Kyle, and I have been John about. He's a big Jays fan. We've been going back and forth all week. I think they got it, but I mean that's also a little bit of battle between Blue Jays and the Tigers for first place.
So I'm about to elevate the Blue Jays over the Yankees for my hatred, because even though I don't like to enable Canadians, it's still fuck the Yankees, you know. So I from what I've seen, and I've seen a pretty good amount of the Blue Jays this year. Like they're, even before they went on this their hot stretch, it's a good team. I think they're I think they're geared up to win the division. I don't know that I buy them in the playoffs, but that's a whole different story. The Yankees, do they beat the Red Sox?
I think so.
I think so too. I don't know that the Red Sox have had a nice little run,
but talent-wise, I think the Yankees are better.
I think so too. Like Roman Anthony, I think is the truth. That guy's like really been coming on here lately, and he looks awesome. I like Jaron Duran. I like Bregman. I like Crochet is a dog. Giolito's kind of a dog too. Yeah, the Yankees just got more pop. And they had a real bad stretch, but now they're 7-3 over the last 10, and I think they were like 4-6 last week. So yeah, they're on the upswing, and Judge is back, and he's still having arguably the best season ever for a right-handed hitter. And and now it's like it's getting close to crunch time, and I don't know. I think the Red Sox probably make it in as a wild card, but I think they end up third in the East.
Agreed.
Central, we already cut. Anybody catch the Tigers? I don't think so.
No.
Nine games up,
like a historic slide.
I mean, but the Tigers went on a historic run last year to make the playoffs in the wild card.
Yeah, but I think this is a better team.
I think so too, and I don't see that kind of pop, that kind of juice coming from the Royals or the Indians. Like they're like the Tigers. Despite their slump, they still feel like the best team, one of the best teams in baseball. Definitely the best team in the Central.
Yeah, we're talking about them falling apart, and they're first in the AL. Like,
yeah, they're still
give them a little bit of respect here.
They're 9 games up in the Central. So
historic.
Yeah, but that lead was what was the biggest lead you guys had in the,
like 16 maybe 15?
Yeah, but that was down to 5, which is still a pretty good cushion. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that was like they went on a pretty bad slump there for a minute, and they're still not in danger of losing the division.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that's the nice thing about having that big lead. Is you could.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about
that.
We talked about that earlier, but yeah, they I don't see anybody catching the Tigers. And that being said, the Royals and Cleveland, they got a boogie just to get back in the wild card. I mean, they're in the picture, but like to be in a wild card position, they got to make up some ground. The National League. All right, so the Phillies are 5.5 games up on the Mets, 14 games up on the Marlins. Nobody cares about the Marlins, Braves, Nationals. Braves still the biggest disappointment of the year. The Mets have been on a pretty bad slide, 4-6 over the last 10. I think that was the same mark last week.
I mean,
Phillies are 6
2 weeks
and 4.
ago, we thought this was going to come down the wire.
Right,
The
and
Mets just fell
now
apart.
the Mets have meted.
Yeah, the Mets going to bet.
Do they continue to met, or do they make this
No,
race interesting?
I think they make it a little bit more interesting than it is right now. I don't think they're going to take the division, but I think there's a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah, it's a pretty good ball club. Yeah, I think so too. But I think over the last couple of weeks, the Phillies have, while they haven't like pulled away in the division, they've solidified their lead, and I don't think they relinquish it. I could be wrong. But going to the Central, another team that's not going to relinquish the lead is the Milwaukee Brewers. That Brewers team is nasty. Fuck, they look good right now. Like they really look good.
Oh, they're killing it, and the Cubs have slumped big.
And all their big players too. Like Suzuki's not been Suzuki. I wouldn't say he's been ass, but he's not been good. Pete Crow Armstrong has been ass. Kyle Tucker has been ass. And they're not really showing a whole lot of signs of life either. That's the bad thing about the Cubs. Like they've got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent for sure. I still think they're one of the best clubs in the NL, but if you're a Cubs fan, you're poking them with a stick and saying do something because they're not at the moment.
They're not, but I mean, like you said, there's a lot of talent there, so I can see them coming back.
I think so too.
They beat the Brewers tonight.
They did.
Did they
sweep them? Did they sweep them in the doubleheader today? I know they won the first game.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So that's the first time the Brewers have lost back-to-back games in like 2 months. So,
and I mean, I think the Cubs is a good team. I think they
got a great team.
I think they can make. I don't think they're fighting for the division, but I think it's too far out.
I think so. They're 7 games back. But that being said, the Reds, they're a game back of the wild card. They're 12.5 back of the division. They're not going to make that. They're 5.5 games back of the Cubs. They could theoretically leapfrog the Cubs. Zach Littell's pitch.
That's a big if.
It's a big if.
But Green's back or is coming. Is back.
No, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
Chase Burns has been great. Zach Littell's pitched good since he got traded. Miguel Andujar has been continuing to hit. It seems like the Reds, they made moves too late. It almost feels like
maybe not big enough moves too. But I mean,
true.
Who thought that the Mets would fall apart like this? Because if they didn't, there's not even a question that they're they're not making it at all. But I mean, they're tied for wins with the Mets right now.
Yeah.
So they just I would like to see that fight.
I would too. All right, so I think we're all in agreement. Nobody in the Central catches the Brewers.
No,
I don't see it happening like that. The Brewers,
and I think the Phillies the same way. I think they got it.
Yeah. I like the I like the Brewers over the Phillies right now, but we all know the Brewers playoff history. So we'll put that to the side. Do the Reds have enough gas in the tank to squeak out a wild card
I'd
spot?
love to see it.
I would too, and I want to believe in it, but I don't know that I do.
Even if let's say they don't even make it, but they make it close. Like that's definitely a win for the.
Oh, it's a win for sure. No, I think at this point it's a win for the Cardinals this year. Like they're
The Cardinals.
I mean, not the Cardinals, the Reds. Sorry, I was reading the screen. No, I think the Reds. They're 67 and 60 right now. I think it's a win for them already. Like they've kind of overperformed. That's a tough division, and I want to see them in the playoffs. I do. I don't know if they got enough to make it over the hump.
I kind of don't either, and I think they like at least talent wise, the Mets are better, and so
I think so too.
If you take out like the recent slump on their side, and the Reds kind of here, I think the Mets should win more games.
I think so too. Like you gotta take into the natural ebb and flow of baseball, and so like a lot of the teams that were hot coming out of the All-Star break are starting to cool off, and it's kind of how baseball works. But like perfect example, like the Padres were arguably the big winners at the trade deadline.
And they were storming out of the trade deadline too.
Yeah, I mean they came back and they had the NL West lead for a solid game, and that's it.
And they got swept.
They got swept this weekend by the Dodgers, who are, despite being on their last legs, for their big guys being injured. It doesn't fucking matter because they got that many more guys. They got guys on guys on guys.
And I mean, they did get swept on the series, but the first and third games were one run games. I mean, but the third game was a walk off by Mookie, and the first game, right, the Padres were in a position to come back and didn't complete it. So I mean, those are they at least played them close. They didn't get like blown out all three games.
Right. And I think the Padres are, especially with the moves they made, like what's his name? Laureano's been really good for him. Mason Miller's a dog.
O'Hearn's made good contributions.
Oh yeah, I forgot they got O'Hearn's too. Yeah, O'Hearn's has been good. I think the Padres are a great team. I like their shots in the playoffs, especially with the back end of that bullpen. Last week I thought maybe they had enough to beat out the Dodgers for the West. I no longer think so.
I want them to win it, and I don't think they will.
Same here. I want that to happen, but the way they got little brothered this weekend is, yeah. I mean, like you said, it was 2 1-run games, but you're supposed to win those 1-run games, like that's
at least win one of them.
Yeah, and no, it didn't happen, and yeah, you got little brothered again, and I think it's gonna happen. I think the Padres make the playoffs, and I think they're going to be a problem for whoever they match up against.
Oh, definitely.
But the Dodgers are going to be a bigger problem, and just kind of how it is. All right. I don't think there's anybody else to talk about in the NL West. I mean,
the one thing, Dodgers go out and sweep the Padres, and like one of the biggest series in the end of the season here, and then go out and get walked off by the Rockies.
Yeah. They lost me so much money yesterday, motherfuckers. Hey, and by the way, we gotta give an RIP to the Rockies. 130 has busted. They're not gonna make 130 this year.
They might not make 121.
I know it. That's the they can't even lose correctly. It's disappointing. They've won 36 games. Yeah, 36 and they've lost 90 games already. It's not even September and they've lost 90 games. But still they've won 36, so they're what they need 6 more games to like 6 or 7 more games to tie the record.
6. I can't remember if it was 121 or 122, but yeah.
It was 121 for the White Sox.
So that's 41. So 5 more. Five more, and then
5 more. They tie it. 6. If they win 6 more, they can't even break the record.
I mean, that's so incredible for a team that's apparently given up 810 runs already.
Yeah, 810 runs.
That's
they got a negative 333. Negative 333 run differential. It's retarded. And
the next worst is 664. No, never mind. 690. Yeah, they're 120 more runs. Giving up 120 more runs in the next worst.
That's it's so dumb. What a terrible franchise. Terrible franchise. All right. Let me find this Rob Manfred deal, but
I saved it so that I wouldn't lose it. I think this is absolutely asinine, and if it does happen, Rob Manfred should not just be fired, he should be shot, hung, and quartered. This is the dumbest thing ever. I mean, why disband 2 leagues that have been in existence with teams in them that have been in existence for over 100 years?
Yeah, I agree.
This is an asinine money grab that has no foundational basis in anything but greed. We've changed the game of baseball. Some would argue for the better, some would argue for the worse, but we have changed the game of baseball significantly from where it was 10 years ago. What we don't need to do is change the way baseball exists in our communities, right? We can speed up the game. We can make the bags bigger and make it safer for players. We can put a pitch clock on it so that pitchers aren't taking 5 minutes between pitches doing nothing but jacking off. But the moment that we take away the American League and the National League and we split it based on, whatever geographic area is, however it works, and adding teams that, I don't think is a bad thing to add teams, but I think we should be adding teams into markets that don't have them and not restructuring the entire game to just serve 2 markets, which would be Charlotte and Nashville. Those teams would only exist in the East in terms of expansion. They would only exist in the East. It would restructure basically the entire power system in baseball, and a power system that works. Last year, the Tigers had to fight tooth and nail to make the playoffs. So this year, they're one of the best teams in baseball. Next year it could be the A's. It could be the A's, right?
I thought you were going to say Royals there.
Right? Say that.
We have teams that
watch out for the A's here in the
next
A's,
I think, yeah.
Next 2 years, 3 years. But, it could be teams that don't necessarily take up the biggest market cap. Detroit's not the biggest market. Do I think Detroit is a way better team than Los Angeles? Well, the Dodgers, yes, I do. Despite the fact that the Dodgers have more money, and I think the Tigers are a better team. Maybe not on paper, maybe not with the roster says, but if we put them head to head, I would take the Tigers. I don't think that restructuring an entire system of a sport that has more history than any other sport in the country, than really almost in the world, especially in terms of the league. No other league in the world has the history that the major leagues do.
I agree with what you said. I also don't know what Rob Manfred said, so I got it pulled up. Let's hear what he actually said
before we watch this video.
Yeah, no problem. You gotta pee?
Yeah.
All right, me too. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, so this was all right, I'll put it up on the screen. Rob Manfred going on national TV and basically giving a plan for expansion right before a CBA dispute. It's a pure chess move, BS, and nothing more. Yeah, I haven't watched this, but
how about a window into the future? Expansion, realignment, expanded playoffs. I mean, can you see that down the road?
I can. I think that I think the first two topics are related in my mind. I think if we expand, it provides us with an opportunity to geographically realign. I think we could save a lot of wear and tear on our players in terms of travel. And I think our postseason format would be even more appealing for, entities like ESPN, because you'd be playing up out of the East, out of the West, and that 10 o'clock time slot where we, sometimes get Boston, Anaheim,
Yes.
would be two West Coast teams. And that 10 o'clock slot that's a problem for us sometimes becomes a real opportunity for our West Coast audience. So I think.
All right. So on that note, isn't that going back to the way it used to be with the divisional rivalries and like before interleague play, where you just like the National League played the National League all the time, and then the National League West. So like right now each team in the division already plays each other like 12 times a year.
14 times.
14 times a year.
Which they just moved down from 17 times.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know that the realignment's necessarily what you need, but I like the divisions going at each other. Like I like to, say like
I do too, but I also like to see. As someone who's like season tickets that goes to a lot of games,
yeah,
I like to see more opportunities to see NL teams.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that 100%. But also, I would like to see Bobby Witt face Scooble another couple games, because they play each other that them anymore. And I don't like the rivalries are that's kind of what makes baseball or sports fun in general.
But I think that's what they're going to ruin, though, because, all right, do you have the realignment?
No,
I have what Uncovered said it could look like, but I honestly...
what Fox Baseball has.
Okay, everything that
Well,
Uncovered has
put it in
makes
the
me want
chat
to
and I'll
shoot
pull
them
it
in
up
the
on the
head.
screen.
So,
if you got a link, put it in the private chat and I'll put it up on the screen.
I just have it on my phone, but let me try and find it here.
But yeah, because one of the scenarios I saw was like the essentially I don't know what they called the division, but it was Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, Phillies in one division, which is fine. That's all big market East Coast teams, but we all know how baseball works. Like that, all the national broadcasts, that's all they're going to talk about is that East division. Like they're not going to spend any time on the rest of baseball unless somebody's doing something historical. I don't know. Let's see what else he has to say.
I think the owners realize that there's demand for Major League Baseball in a lot of great cities, and that we have an opportunity to do something good around that expansion process.
Okay, so I understand like the need to expand, and that there is a need, and there's a market in certain cities, because there is like baseball deserts. But I don't
for sure
know why we wouldn't first let's figure out getting our two teams that are in minor league stadiums, one willingly, one unwillingly, get their shit figured out before we go and we ask a bunch of different cities and a bunch of different markets to front the fucking money to drop, close to probably $2 billion on 4 new stadiums. And then hope
the A's is
so many
$2 billion on one stadium. But
how much?
2 billion. 2.2 billion is what it's projected at in Vegas.
8 billion. I was conservative and I was wrong. $8 billion to pony up. In I don't know. I know Nashville probably has that kind of money. I don't know if Charlotte does.
So if you pull up that,
The link that you got.
you pull up Jordan's. That's fine. It's the same one.
Okay.
The proposed teams on that is Charlotte and Portland.
Well, isn't Salt Lake City also in that?
Yeah.
Salt Lake City's in the mix. I know Nashville and Charlotte are in the mix because the South is kind of outside of Florida, only has the Braves.
Okay, so this article you sent, the AL Northeast is Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Phillies.
So I kind of like where they're going here because like the Mets and Phillies are big rivals, and the Yankees and Red Sox are big rivals. But like it's weird to have.
But the Yankees and the Mets are also big rivals, even though they're.
It's kind of weird to have them in the same division, even though
because
it's kind of like a fun series when they're
right.
Like Subway series or the.
You're not going to have the Subway Series for the World Series if the Yankees and the Mets are in the same fucking division.
Yeah. And then like you kind of cut Atlanta out of that. Like NL, like Mets, Phillies,
the NL East, because it's always been the Mets, the Phillies, and the Braves have been like the big three in the NL East, and now you're just cutting out the Braves of that, and so all right, so that's the AL Northeast is the Yankees, Mets, Phillies, Red Sox. AL Mid-Atlantic. That is one of the worst divisions they could have come up with.
I mean, this is crazy. Like, I don't exactly know like which teams have like historic rivalries here, but I don't think it's any of these.
No, not at all.
Cleveland's one of the big rivals for Detroit, and
right,
and that would make so much sense. Also, because like just. Michigan and Ohio have a big rivalry.
Right, but then you add the rest of them in. You got the White Sox, so you got Cleveland, Chicago, and Detroit. Like that's three of the classic Midwest cities, like
Minneapolis
the
too,
shit
like,
that makes sense.
And Minneapolis in there too. Like there's been.
And Baltimore fits nowhere in that equation. It's like, they're a historical franchise just like the rest of them, but I mean, the Twins aren't.
I mean, Cleveland and Pittsburgh are kind of close together, and then Washington and Baltimore are really close together.
Yeah,
so that kind of makes sense. But
Washington and Baltimore makes sense. I don't know. Just I don't like that either. AL Great Lakes is.
This is the worst fucking one. I mean,
Twins, Tigers, Brewers, where the fuck? I mean,
if you ask me what the Tigers' biggest rivalries are, it's Cleveland and White Sox.
Yeah.
But as like Detroit and Toronto make a lot of sense because we're just over the border and like that. When the Blue Jays are in town, there's a ridiculous amount of Toronto fans. Ridiculous. Like I mean, it's probably 40% Toronto fans when they.
You're saying that there's more Canadians than we realize.
Well, it's just across the border, man. They all show up. It sucks to hate it.
I'm starting to hate the Blue Jays more and more.
But yeah, like I wouldn't put the Twins as the like AL rival. Tigers.
No, but also, who else would they be rivals with?
Who? The Twins?
Yeah.
I mean,
Milwaukee.
White
They've
Sox.
got a pretty
Milwaukee
solid.
makes sense. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
because there's already the Wisconsin-Minnesota rivalry, and that kind
Sure,
of goes
okay.
already. But that one's nice because it's NL versus AL. So it does, like, I don't know, it already exists in the own way.
Well, in this case, it's
same way
not.
the I-70
They're-
rivalry between Kansas City and the Cards exists.
Yeah, but you're moving the Brewers back to the American League.
I am going to shoot whoever decides to implement this, so it's not going to matter. They're staying in the AL and they're staying in the NL, but I would not put this. I wouldn't. I don't know. This sucks. Everything about this.
And then the AL Southeast is the Braves, Marlins, Rays, and the Charlotte team.
This is the biggest travesty because first of all, like, no one gives a shit about Tampa Bay or Miami.
No, not even their own cities.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Charlotte can't fill an NFL stadium. What makes you think they're gonna fill an MLB stadium?
Yeah, and you're just stranding the Braves, like a historically great franchise.
Yeah,
you're stranding them and cutting ties with
historically great rivalries too.
Yeah,
and you're just pulling them completely out of that. I hate the AL Southeast in this scenario. All right, so then the NL Midwest, you got the Cubs and the Sox, the Cardinals and the Reds. That makes sense. Like the only outlier there is the Sox, but that all makes sense geographically.
I mean, I almost put like the Twins in there instead of the Reds. Geographically,
okay,
at least. Or Milwaukee.
Fair enough.
Milwaukee's an hour and a half away from Chicago.
The NL Central being the Rockies, the Royals, the Rangers, and the Astros.
This is disgusting.
Central,
gross,
sort of, but that's also. Like, I don't know if anybody from Texas is one of our listeners. They're getting pissed the fuck off. They're being called Central America. Like, this is a dog shit.
Well,
division.
they're pissed off when they're not called
or the Royals.
Texas America, but
mostly the Astros the whole fucking time. The Rockies, and then you've got the Rangers. I don't know.
Nothing else on the Rockies.
Well, I mean, the Rockies rivals are.
The Rockies' rivals are Arizona and LA and San Diego and sort of San Francisco, but we have great, solid rivalries that they've built for the past 30 years.
Well, especially Arizona, because they're expansive teams, and like they've had some battles.
Well, and they're the two truly like Mountain West teams. Yeah, like they're only. I mean, and Arizona's weird because they don't go by daylight savings time, so they're either on mountain time or western time. They don't have their own time zone, but they're like the only other Mountain West team.
Yeah, and I mean, and honestly, like, Casey's closer to like St. Louis. Texas is kind of out of its own.
Yeah,
Colorado's really out of its own. No one's
already has an established rivalry with St. Louis. You can't just say that the Rockies and Kansas City are going to have a I-70 battle. No, it's the battle for I-70 is in Missouri. It's not in Kansas City and Colorado. It's in Missouri between the Cardinals and the Royals.
I mean,
Rockies have
growing up as a
relation with a single team in this division.
Yeah,
neither did the Royals.
We all grew up as Rockies fans. Like, I didn't care about any of these teams.
It's the Padres and the Diamondbacks, and well, obviously, fuck the Dodgers. But
I'd like to be a rival of the Dodgers, but that doesn't really count because they beat the shit out of us all the time.
Right?
But,
it's kind of a fuck the Dodgers, and also kind of fuck the Giants too. Like the Giants were
the Giants, but like I don't even really think about them.
No, I think about the Padres. I think about the D-backs and the Padres a hell of a lot more as a Rockies fan than I've ever thought about the Royals, the Rangers, or the Astros.
Yeah.
The only the Royals or the Astros and the Rangers don't even have a huge in-state rivalry. The Astros rivals are all out of state. The same way St. Louis and Kansas City have their huge rivalry, but their biggest rivals are not each other. And I don't know this. And then all you're doing is you're putting, the Angels. I hate this also because you've got the Mets and the Yankees, same division.
Yeah.
You've got the White Sox and the Cubs, same division. You've got the Angels and the Dodgers now, same division.
Well, you got the Angels, the Dodgers, and the Padres. But
Especially for scheduling. Especially for scheduling because they generally don't schedule cities with two teams to be home at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do some interesting scheduling there.
Well, speaking of interesting scheduling, where are the A's at? The NL Northwest. the Mariners, the A's, the Giants, and the Portland team. Does Portland get? Do they get a Major League Baseball team?
So I think Portland is like probably one of the big cities without a baseball team that really likes baseball. But I don't know if they can support it, especially since you're splitting like the general region with the Mariners.
With the Mariners, yeah. Because the Mariners really are like a regional team. Kind of the same way the Rockies or like the Royals to a certain extent are a regional team. The Brewers are kind of a regional team.
Definitely the Twins.
The Twins for sure. Because they got the whole state of Minnesota, but they also got like North Dakota. They're more of a regional team. But then you got take the AL Mid-Atlantic, which I hate that name. Mid-Atlantic. It sounds like a college.
Yeah, exactly. And Mid-Atlantic with fucking two teams that are close to the Atlantic.
Yeah, exactly. Cleveland is in the Mid-Atlantic. I like that. That makes no sense. But also the DC and Baltimore, they're essentially the same place, and they got
45 minutes apart.
Yeah, and the Orioles have been. I guess the Washington Senators were there for a minute, but then they went off to what?
Minnesota.
Is that what they became? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's. You think any of this happens?
No.
I don't think so either. And
for this is going to be so significant that the idea of this will never happen.
And I don't think. The players probably don't have a huge qualm. The Players Association probably doesn't have a huge qualm with it. But the owners probably don't like it. Just because it screws up some rivalries.
Well, yeah, and right. I think that's what I don't know. You know what pisses football? The NFL was built on geographical rivalries.
Wow, that got changed.
That did get changed.
Yeah.
But football
went from 3 divisions to 4 divisions.
Exactly. But football was built on geographical rivalries, and then they were able to kind of create this. Baseball has been built, and rivalries in baseball and stories in baseball have been built despite geography. And that's not just the MLB. We're talking the Negro Leagues. We're talking barnstorming ball. We're talking minor league ball. All of baseball is not geographically tied down, and neither are the rivalries. And so to confine everything into an easily digestible multimedia package for ESPN and its daddy Disney to shove out their fucking wallets for and be like, yeah, we can do this because it's going to make us $1 million fucking bucks every Tuesday night when we have 16 games going from 11 o'clock a.m. till midnight across the country. That's not what baseball fans should care about. That's not what baseball is about. We don't have a Little League World Series that has people traveling from every corner of the fucking globe that has dirt and grass because it's easy and digestible.
Well, and also, I mean, if we're really talking about like baseball fans, man, take baseball away from ESPN as fast as you fucking can.
Oh yeah, ESPN sucks.
Fuck out of there.
ESPN sucks.
ESPN somehow became like the worst fucking sports broadcast.
Dude, they went from being the sports broadcast to the worst sports broadcast.
The collapse is historic.
And well, you know what? It's funny is they kind of went to being shitty when they started doing sports broadcasts. When they were just covering sports, they were awesome. But when they got their greedy little fingers into like broadcasting sports, they suck. They never when did they ever have a good team outside of like college football?
Yeah, I would say
college
I
football
like
is what I was going to say
coverage because it allows for teams like Wyoming or like small market teams to have like coverage that's not isolated to a super specific hard to get to service or whatever. But outside of that, I don't think they have a good team, especially for baseball. I would say that the moment ESPN got wormed their way into the rotation, baseball got worse. It's when we started seeing days like games that are on Prime or Apple TV only, things that not everybody has access to.
I mean, honestly, I love the Apple TV podcast.
I do. Apple TV somehow managed to unfuck what they fucked up, but they're the exception to the rule. But the idea that baseball and baseball broadcasts and baseball games need to make as much money as possible, and again, this is coming from someone who thinks business is a waste of her time. But the idea that is to ignore what baseball is and is to ignore what sports are. Sports are not the best way. We're not making money off of this podcast. We yap about it because we like to yell at each other about awful or great takes.
This is pretty much just me and Matt's conversation.
It's
we're gonna have anyways.
To like sports and to say that, well, we want it to make it easier on the players. Baseball and hockey are the two sports that you have the most longevity in, and that the amount of travel time doesn't actually affect you a ton. You're not,
I don't know.
I would say
becoming
a
fan of a West Coast team.
And you have a game the next day in Los Angeles, that's going to suck. But they do try to avoid that. But
I don't know. We went from Sacramento to Minneapolis with the day off.
Yeah, with the day off, fuck it.
Yeah, but they also went from the East Coast to Sacramento without a day off either. So I mean, it's a grueling schedule. Like I could bitch about the A's getting shafted because they're a West Coast team, but also there's been like the Yankees, the Cubs, the Tigers are coming in next week or 2 weeks from now, something like that. When the Tigers are coming to Sacramento, like that's gonna be a tough road trip for Detroit, and it just I don't know that's fucking baseball.
I mean, it really is.
So like, I don't like necessarily like I like playing more division games and creating or like fostering the rivalries. Like they're never gonna split up the well, I guess in this one they split up the Dodgers Giants, and that they shouldn't. That they should never split up that rivalry. That's a classic baseball rivalry. Same way they should never split up the Cubs Cardinals. Like that. It's a class. The Yankees Red Sox. That's a classic rivalry. That's always got to be a part of baseball. Yeah, that they can tweak around the edges for sure, and I wouldn't even be I wouldn't be opposed to a couple of teams flip flopping from league to league if it makes sense. But it has to be the newer teams that do it. Like you can't have the Yankees all of a sudden be a National League team like that.
That's it's weird.
It can't, that can't happen, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, whatever, there's no rules differences anymore, but it's weird. It's weird.
Right. Same here. Like, I'm a National League guy, even though everybody has the designated hitter. Like, I'm at the core of my being, I'm anti-designated hitter because I'm a National League guy. But the National League has a DH now. And, you know, what are you going to do? Like, do I quit baseball because they got rid of the DH or that they implemented the DH in the National League? No, I still fucking love baseball, so I'm going to watch baseball, even though I don't care for the DH in the National League. I'd rather they don't have that because I'm at my heart I'm a baseball purist. But also, I get it, and I'm not going to stop watching baseball because of it. If they get rid of the Dodgers Giants rivalry, am I going to stop watching baseball? No, but I'm not going to be happy that they get rid of those deals.
I'm going to be like, if they do this, I'm going to be mad that I have to see the Blue Jays more because I just fucking hate those games.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
and
like you don't enable Canadians, and I get it.
And like as much as like the Indians or the Guardians have beat up on the Tigers recently, I like that game.
You're tuned into that game.
I like that series
because that game means a little bit more because it's a classic game. Like it's
fuck Ohio.
Yeah. Fuck them. Yeah, same way. Like, it's kind of like the CSU Wyoming game. Like, I've got no like Wyoming's honestly like my favorite state in the union. I love Wyoming, but fuck them for that game. Fuck them.
I can leave them.
Fair enough. And we can disagree on that, but that one weekend, fuck Wyoming. Fuck them. Just all the way. Just fuck them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to stop watching baseball, but this seems like a stretch.
Yeah, I've never brought a sign to a baseball game, but if they change it, like I might start holding up a sign every game. Fire Manfred.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll do that. I'll join solidarity. I'll print out signs for whoever. Well, we can make Burning Daylight sports shirts with fuck Manfred with everybody's logo on it. We might do that anyways. But yeah, I'll still watch this, but I don't know. You don't have to just shake it up to make it like you could do little things to make it better. Like you do a better job of marketing baseball. You could do a better job of that, and it'll do more than these rule changes that you're, suggesting or these realignments. Like
or maybe try market baseball at all, or get rid of blackouts.
Yeah, the blackouts
you want to gain some fans, get rid of blackouts.
Yeah, well, seriously, the $150 for the MLB package is fucking amazing. That's a great deal keep that and get rid of the blackouts. Like, if you buy the package, you get to watch every game because that's what you paid for.
Yeah.
And it's fucking dumb. But also, like, I don't know. Talk to the MLBP or the Players Association too, and be like, hey, make sure this is part of your deal next time you come to the table. Like, if you want to grow baseball and you want people to like it, make it easier to fucking watch.
Grow revenue.
Yeah. It's I don't know. There's a lot of things they can do with baseball before they ever touch the salary issue to make it better.
I mean, I like kind of wind down here a little bit, but I hate to end on a bad note, but like, it seems like this might be like one of the things that or just another reason for a lockout next year.
I know it, and
I think Manfred would not do this to avoid a lockout, but like,
yeah, I think so too. Because at the end of the day, it is a business, and business gonna cut expenses where they can, and yeah, every one of those teams on the screen that we had hold on. Yeah, every single one of these teams has an owner that's got to make money, and if they got to make money, they're going to make it somehow. And
yeah, I mean, speaking of any listeners out there that want to go in on buying one of these new franchises, Portland, Charlotte, I don't
Nashville,
care. I'll do any of them, but yeah, let's go in and buy one.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
I can cover maybe like 0.01% of it. Take care of the rest.
Hey,
actually, maybe not even that.
We'll do a GoFundMe.
I got 20. I can chip in $20
for to each according to their means and all that shit.
All right.
But hey, I'm right there with you. I'm like when so like the Bay Area got real butthurt with the A's moving, rightfully so. And being a new A's fan, I'm just like taking it all in, and I like baseball. But there was like a big protest movement against the A's, and so they brought this independent league team in, the Oakland Ballers, and I thought about throwing some dollars their way, but also Oakland kind of sucks. Like I like the city of Oakland when I'm there, but also like there's nicer places to go visit. That where my car might not get stolen, and so like I want to invest
Oakland more than
I don't know, man.
Of the league at least.
Yeah, like to be honest, Las Vegas not much better, but I like Vegas better than I like Oakland, and Oakland's got more to see, honestly. But like Oakland's probably a cooler place, but they just don't got their shit together. And Vegas, like I said, is not much better, but they got their shit together a little bit more. And
definitely, they just stole a couple cities teams.
Yeah, and added another team. So yeah,
it's one city's teams. They stole Oakland's teams. I'm not going to disagree that Oakland is
you're right.
I think
it's all Oakland.
Find baseball by what city you would like to visit. I don't want to go to fucking St. Louis.
No, but I want to
Honestly,
go to
wanna
a
go to
St.
Kansas
Louis
City.
Cardinals game. St. Louis
as
Cardinals
a-
is a historic franchise. I want to go. I want to go see one of their games. Like I watched them at Coors, but I want to go see one at Busch Stadium.
I'd rather I'd rather go to St. Louis than Houston.
Yeah,
You know where?
I would too.
Fuck Altuve.
Yeah.
I'd rather go see a game in Minnesota than DC right now. Like I've been to DC before. I've never been to a Nationals game, but I don't know. I've never spent much time in Minnesota, so I'd rather go see one right there.
So I don't ever need to go back to Minnesota except for to go see a Twins game to check it off my list and get the fuck out of that.
There we go. All right, so we'll make that a destination spot, but we got off on a little bit of a tangent. I'd like to continue the conversation, but
I think it's an important one to have. Like, how do we actually feel if the conference is realigned? Matt, I think you said it best, and the way you said it pissed me the fuck off. But I realized you're not fucking wrong. Am I going to be mad? Yeah. Am I going to fucking hold a sign at a Rockies game? Yeah. Am I going to bitch about it online? Yeah. But am I going to fucking stop watching baseball? No.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to stop watching baseball.
I feel like that about most of America. I was talking to my one of my friends the other day, and I was like, I really hate what California has done to that whole state, because it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. But I'm not gonna let retards, ruin a good place for me. Like I want my kids to see California. I never got to see it growing up. I want them to go. Like we got to go to the coast. I got to see the Pacific Ocean for the first time with my kids. Like that was in California. It's a retarded place, but it's fucking beautiful, and I'm not gonna let retarded people ruin it for me. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna visit places. I'm gonna enjoy what they have to offer. It may not be my cup of tea, but I'm not gonna let my because a bunch of people that I don't agree with live there. I'm not gonna let me not go see something fucking awesome.
Well, luckily the people I don't agree with are mostly in states that I don't need to go to. So
yeah, but you'd be surprised what you'd find in those states that you don't necessarily want to go to. Like
I've been to Wyoming. I'm good.
Fair enough. The wind blows all the time there. All right. Well,
that's actually there most of the time.
On that note, move your ass. We're burning daylight. Fuck. End it.